I went to a concert about a year ago. King Cruel. And there was this girl, wolf cut, porcelain skin, simple attire, but very, very pretty, very attention grabbing. And before the show started and during the beginning of it, I imagined my entire life with her. We exchanged a few kind words, but we didn't talk. I just looked at her, and within a few minutes I had already seen the story of how we fell in love. How all of the things I felt about her in the beginning would turn to poisonous things and vice versa. I fell in love with her and divorced her in the same 20 minutes or so. That's how strong my ability to fixate is. I imagine so many different things, all of them completely insane. All of them completely devoid of rationality. And the thing about it is that I try really hard to tell myself that these fixations are like a sign of deep thought, and it's not. I have a disorder. The one thing I thought I did well, the empathy that I thought I had, I guess it's just all fixation. It's about as sensible as me trying to reason with my cigarette. I love the idea of being happy, but I can't make it happen. Not at all. I can philosophize, I can imagine it. Can't make it happen. I imagined a complete stranger being the love of my fucking life and forgot about her in an instant. And I did it because I was scared that the person who I was actually feeling these things for didn't feel them in return. In a matter of just moments, my mind turned into this divisive machine that could preemptively defeat a pain that wasn't happening. And I went through the heartbreak of detaching to someone who I have visibly become aware of for less than an hour. How do I explain that to people? How do I explain to anyone that my rationality only comes through so many filters of just anguish? Just fucking anguish. It's awful. It's fucking, it's awful. Someone I actually had a shot at having that with is not in my life anymore Because they didn't know that this was happening in my head. Because I didn't want anybody to know this was happening in my head. And now I feel like my only hope is to speak into the void. So that's my fucking unfortunately miserable thought for the day that I want to share with everybody, is that I experienced a moment of complete euphoria for a stranger in an effort to mentally prepare myself for the anguish of losing someone that was completely happy being in my life, until this persistent fear that I made up in my head caused me to become the person that would push them away. So, you know. All's well that ends well, right? At least it wasn't the strange girl at that concert. But then again, I really wish it was her. Anyone other than who it really was, I guess. So, you know, until then, I'll just continue trying to reason with my cigarette.